Okay, I'm going to try a new recipe here, and I'm going to just throw it up here for everyone to see. I'll actually put the ingredients, a list of them in and on the website, and I'll calculate what the serving size is and what the calories and all that good stuff are. And I'll actually put that on the website at www.mydatewithnathalieportman.com, so that you can look up and get all the details. So let me get started. Okay, so first we're going to chop an onion, and I've actually made a video on how to chop onions before, but basically I don't like to mess about. I don't worry too much about waste. I just slice up an onion, and it won't take any time at all. This is a red onion, and the reason I'm using a red onion is because I have a red onion. A lot of times in something like chili, which is this is going to be a variation of, I would use white or yellow onions, just because when you cook that much, when you cook it for any length of time, the red onion won't add any flavor per se that a regular onion wouldn't, or white onion wouldn't. And so typically I like to use the red onions for things like sandwiches or something that's not cooked as long, maybe a stir fry, but they will be fine. I will just end up cooking them till they're like any other onion. They won't be discernible as red onions. So there you go. You can see it took a couple of seconds to chop an onion. You don't have to do it for an hour. You don't have to take all day. The secret is usually a long knife. Alright, so next thing's next. Make sure we're in frame. Okay, now what I'm using here is a no-stick wok. I'm going to turn about, just on this fire I'm turning under medium, not much. Got a little no-stick spray to put in the no-stick skillet. Okay. And what I'm going to do is go ahead, put those onions in there. We'll listen for them to start making some noise. Now I have a bunch of spices here that I'm going to throw in. What I've got is I have some cumin, some cayenne, crushed red pepper. I've got onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, and salt. Even with onions, I like to put a little bit of onion powder in to just reinforce the onion flavor. But we won't do that yet because we're not there. What I have here is I have lean ground beef. It's 90-10, so it's 90% lean. You can get leaner. I just don't have leaner. That wasn't where I could get it. As you hear, those onions are starting to make a little sizzle, which is good. We like that. Can let them sizzle up a little bit. Now I like to, and I don't really have a real good reason, what I like to do is I like to put just a little bit of salt in with the onions. I think it's my aunt used to do that, and it was I think it was the idea was the salt would help break down the onion. I don't know that it's true. I just know that's what I do. I put just a little tiny pinch in there. So that's starting to sizzle. I'm going to go ahead and put my burger in there. And all I'm going to do with the burger now is brown it. I'm going to put a little bit, right now, I'm going to put a little bit of garlic powder on meat, a little bit of onion powder, I'm going to save that, and a little bit of black pepper and a little bit of salt. I'm going to add probably more of each of these later, but just a little bit. Okay, when that's brown, we'll get back together. Okay, we have the ground beef. So what I'm going to do now, for measurement purposes, so I know how much I'm putting in here, measure these out. But I'm adding just frozen mixed vegetables. And I think it's going to be about 6 cups. And that's about all I have. A little bit less than 6 cups. So we'll say 6. So that's about, okay, so I've got about 2.5 pounds of ground beef in there that I drained. I cooked it, then I drained it before I put this in. I've just dumped in just about 6 cups of frozen veggies. Okay. I probably, if I had more, I could probably put another cup or 2. I probably could have put 8 cups in here if I had it. I don't have 8 cups. So we're going to go with what we have. Alright, so I've got the vegetables in there. I've got the onions. Now we're really going to spice it up now. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to put some cumin, which came loose, so I'm going to... Now cumin goes a long way. I like a lot of cumin, but I'm only going to put about that much in, which I have no idea how much that is. You have cumin to taste. This is cayenne pepper. I like my chili a bit spicy, so we're going to load that up. Yeah, that's going to be some spicy meat bursts there. A little more garlic powder, black pepper, salt. That's probably about a tablespoon of salt in there, a little bit more maybe. I'll probably end up having to add a little more because I tend to undersalt. I'm going to add some water. So you can actually make it into like a soup, a sauce. Alright, now I'm going to stir all that up. Get all nice and mixed together there. Kind of a chili with vegetables. There may actually be a real name for this, I have no idea. This is just something I dreamed up. Let's see how it turns out. Since I didn't have any beans and I felt like some chili tonight, this is what we have. And I'm going to turn the heat up to bring it up to a boil. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it simmer. I'm going to turn it back down to simmer. Ooh, that's not going to work real well, is it? We'll bring it up to a boil, and we'll turn it back down to a simmer, and we'll let it simmer for probably an hour to 2 hours. And then we'll show you the final product once we get to that. Alright? Okay, so here's the final product. We have what is, I've already had a bowl of it, but I wanted to show you before I had my second serving of it. It basically tastes like chili with vegetables in it. So I think it's pretty good, and that's what it looks like when it's all said and done. And like I said, I'll post a recipe on the website.